Good afternoon or good morning, depending on
Yeah.
who you are, Captain. How are you today?
Good morning, Megan. Glad to be here. Yeah, still morning on the East Coast, just for a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you were located on the East Coast because of the
Yeah.
timing of this call. I'm located right out of DC, so it's
Okay.
for me as well.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, first and foremost. I did just recently hear you retired from being the Commodore of the Naval Air Station Meridian. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I turned over. It was a 2-year assignment, so I had my fun for 2 years, and it's time for the next guy to take it on to new heights.
And how does that process work? I mean, it's not obviously talked about in the documentary, but how does that process work when you're gearing up somebody to take on that kind of position?
So it's most of the billets or the jobs have a defined set of orders. So mine were for 2 years, and you do that, and then there's somebody selected to fill in the role behind you,
Mhm.
and had about a year of time where I was talking with the individual, and then he brought his family down to Mississippi. He actually came from Virginia Beach and down to Mississippi, and they moved the family in and provided a couple months there where we were able to kind of talk day to day on getting into the details of the job. And the thing about my job, and I think all jobs within the Navy, is there is such a infrastructure of support staff that actually do the running of the job day in and day out, and they are incredible. So they stay there even though the commander will leave. There's an incredible support staff that is continuing to help execute the mission.
And with only 2 years to kind of, as you said, fulfill your mission, what are
Yeah.
your goals during that time?
The big goal was to meet the overall production mission, which is the fleet. The Navy requires a certain number of naval aviators every year in order to go out and to fill the ships, to fill the squadrons with the right number of pilots, and we were focused on being able to deliver the right number of pilots each year.
That's awesome. Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank-
Now let's turn to the documentary. When National Geographic's approached you guys saying we want to focus on the we want to create a documentary and we want to focus it on the Naval Air Station Meridian, what was your reaction to that? Because that doesn't seem like it would be a
Yeah.
very easy decision to make.
Terrified. So it was. I think naval aviators would tend to be quiet professional types, and we're not used to broadcasting. But this was an incredible production, and very appreciative of the opportunity to be able to share an authentic look at naval aviation with the world and all the hard work that goes into training the next generation of naval aviator and warfighter.
And what was it that you wanted most importantly for the general public to take away when they are viewing these things? Because it isn't easy. Have the ability to screen the episodes, and it's what these students and these
Yeah.
kids go through is not an easy process at all.
No. And first, our neighbors are getting their lawn mowed. Are you hearing that in the background?
Not at all. Not at
Okay, so let me know if I need to maybe switch to a different part of the house. Was not anticipating the neighbor's lawn mowing service. Oh boy, it's getting worse now.
No, you're
Uh,
good. I can't hear it at all.
okay, good to go. Yeah, naval aviators are ordinary Americans that get to do an extraordinary job. But in order to do it, you've got to earn it. And we have incredibly high standards of performance that are required in order to earn your wings of gold. And the training is tough, and that's by design because that's what's required to get the job done. And that's what we require within naval aviation.
And you yourself went through this training. How has that changed over the years since you were a student, now instructor, and now, kind of overseeing it all? How had that changed for you?
Yeah, I came through the training syllabus and started in 2001 and graduated at late 2000, or sorry, January 2003. And it was a slightly different platforms. So the platform I initially started on, we no longer fly. So newer platforms that we're flying. And a big change is the more advanced simulators that we have now that allow us to do a little bit more training in the simulators because they are so much more capable. That is probably the biggest single change. But a lot of the methodology of what they're training for is still the same. We're still training to a lot of the same missions. How we employ the missions are different, but the mission and the mindset is still the same.
And you just spoke about the simulators. Those were just recently introduced within the last couple of years, weren't they? The AI simulators.
The mixed reality simulators just came out a couple years. So we've had iterations of simulators for going on probably 30 and 40 years at least. And when I showed up, we had simulators as well. Those simulators are now off to the side, and we don't use them anymore because we have better versions of we call them domes, as well as these mixed reality devices that provide a much more realistic look and feel to flying in the aircraft.
Hmm. And just out of curiosity, did you get a chance to do the mixed simulations?
I did, yeah. As they were the we call them MR devices, mixed reality devices. They were getting installed as I showed up, and got to go over there and check them. We're in a process of iterating them to get a little bit better and a little bit more realistic, but they are again just another step of improvement to make it more and more realistic, so that we can provide better training in the simulator.
And speaking of training, I know you obviously you oversee everything. So do you have
Yeah.
a hand in actually helping with the trainings or setting up the trainings themselves, or do you leave that strictly to the instructors?
Sorry, are you talking about the syllabus itself or
Yep, the
the?
syllabus itself.
So the syllabus is it's a pretty we're one wing. Training Wing 2 is another wing in Corpus that does a similar mission to ours, and so it's a collaborative effort between the two wings. But the biggest thing we do is we listen to our customer. The students finish here and then they go off to learn to fly the F-18, the F-35, the EA-18 Growler, and we listen to the instructors at those units on how our students are performing, and off of our customers' feedback, then we go back and we'll make iterations to the syllabus. So our instructors are vital as well. I mean, they're seeing it in real time, but we listen to our customers so that we are delivering to the fleet the most capable naval aviator that we can.
Oh, that's amazing. I had no idea there was so much complexity into it, and it's constantly sounds like it's constantly changing.
It is. We try to make small change, and too much change induces. And we're trying to use data to also, it's one thing for as students finish our syllabus and go off to the next. It's easy for the instructors there to say the students are bad or they're not as good as they used to be. I think we all have maybe a certain bias that oh, this is new and different and they must be bad.
Mhm.
But looking at the data of their performance and how their performance at these after having gone through the new syllabus, we're seeing that they're continuing to perform at about the same level. So I think we're making or same or better level. So we're making corrections in the right direction to provide a better trained aviator.
And speaking of the students themselves, the ones that we specifically follow in this series,
Yep.
does this documentary and following them in the series, will that affect them at all and how you utilize them going forward in the military?
Not going to affect them. I guess uh, they're going to see that everywhere they go. So it is going to maybe follow with them to the ready room as they show up for their first fleet squadron. I'm sure they will have some of their memorable hits in quotes. I think they've got memes for some of them already, and I would expect those will continue to be generated.
I was gonna say, I was like, the group that we specifically follow will literally have like a different kind of way of remembering these memories, of capturing these memories, because it's
Yeah.
all on in this documentary for them. And as you said, they already have these memes. So in like 20 years, gonna be like, look at this, like look what I got to do. And like they can actually show it to their family and be like, look what I got, or like their friends, their children and stuff like that. So that is kind of incredible that you guys
Yeah.
were so willing to allow this, and the memories that not only the students are gonna have, but you guys are gonna have from this.
Yeah.
Um a follow-up though is that again with the students we see them take on these tests, these classes, and all throughout the series. And so for me, for you personally, which test do you think is the most challenging for them?
Uh, hopefully they're all about the same amount of, we're aiming for everything to be about an 8 on the challenging level, enough to stress them, but not enough to overwhelm them. But I think the advanced phase, the BFM, basic fighter maneuvers, as they start to do the dogfighting, that is probably one that is a bit tougher because of it's two aircraft. It's very dynamic. It's a scripted start, but then what happens from there is anyone's guess. And it's the ability of the student to make quick decisions. Oh, by the way, they're under heavy G force, so they're getting to strain their body a little bit as they attempt to make some of these decisions. And I think that's the real first time that they get to see and do that. And so that is probably the portion of the syllabus that students will struggle with the most.
And then speaking of the fighter jets, for each student, the ones they are assigned to, are those random or are they like a preference? Like how does each student get assigned to a fighter jet?
Are you talking about where they're going to go from here?
Yeah.
So at the completion of the training syllabus, they'll put a selection sheet in, and different ones want to go to a location, or different ones want to go fly a platform, and they'll put the selection process in for what they want to do, and then it's going to be balanced off of their performance as well as what the needs of the Navy or Marine Corps are on what spots are open, and then they'll try to make the match happen. So the students that are, do the best, if the spot is open, then they're probably going to get that spot and get to go fly the platform in the location that they want.
Do you notice with each class that there's a specific location across the board that they all want to go to, or is it just ever changing?
It's ever changing, and some really like to, at least for the Navy side, I can kind of speak. There's always a group of people that really love the Pacific Northwest, so they all want to go fly the E-18 Growler up in Whidbey Island, which is beautiful country, and some people they love the mountains, they love the Northwest, and they want to go do that. Other people, it's all about flying the coolest platform, which is the F-35 right now, so they're all in on that. And then other ones like to want to come hang out in Virginia Beach, which is not a bad spot, so they'll put location first on that.
And to talk about the planes for a second, the jets that you guys are working on, specifically in the first episode, the students are working on strike bombing. Two of the aircrafts during those scenes were overstressed. When
Yeah.
those aircrafts go out of commission, how long does it typically take for them to come back into commission? Or are
It's
they?
It's for the most part they'll come back. It depends on the level of overstress, but there'll be a maintenance action that follows that overstress where they'll do some inspections, and the degree and invasiveness of the inspection is based off of the amount of G that was pulled and how long that G was pulled for. But by and large, it's a fairly quick, within a day they'll be able to get an inspection done and get that aircraft back into the flight schedule.
And do you normally notice in the first, like in the first few, like when they're working on strike bombing and stuff like that, is when the aircrafts take the most
Yeah.
stress? Or do you, yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah. The first couple days of Strike Dead, it's it's an expectation that there'll be some overstress. So it's not a surprise. It's a planning factor.
Yeah. And then for you personally, did you have a jet that you preferred to fly?
As far as the number of the T-45s in Meridian, they all are maybe a little bit different, and so there was one jet that was a bit of a beast, and if you flew it in BFM, you got to know over time that it had really good turn performance. But I think at the end of the day, everybody likes to fly the jet with their name on it. So for that, getting to go out and fly 101 was a pretty good, cool opportunity because it had my name on it.
And then this is more of a personal question for you because I'm always curious
Yeah.
about them. Can you share how you got your call sign Poker?
I had when I was young, I had a good night at the casino, and did that while we were on a detachment, and so that led to a good weekend, and I think enabled me to get that call sign. Also, I had a bit of a poker face, tend to take feedback and keep a pretty steady face. Looks like I'm not even paying attention. And so those two combined and got me the call sign.